Around the world, then up your block.
It's time for America to wake up!
No more bullshit.
This is it. It's a revolution.
This is a Howard 100 News Brief.
I'm Ralph Howard. Vinnie Favale scores with his musical called Hereafter. It's been a long time in coming for Vinnie, a CBS executive and friend of the Stern Show. Vinnie has spent at least 5 years and tens of thousands on the show. Reporter Steve Langford was there for a public performance. It's Howard 100 News on the Scene.
Howard 100 News on the Scene.
They need an answer, they need a sign. They need to know if they're wasting their time.
Please tell me now, I have regrets. It's a matter of life and death.
On a snowy night near Red Bank, New Jersey, about 100 people gather inside a school auditorium to hear the sounds of Hereafter, the stunningly improbable musical from the man Stern fans know as the guy who wrote Restless, Restless.
There's nothing that I've done to suggest I could even do this, anything like this. Not even close.
We're all lost souls with dreams we can't forget.
Mad musical scientist Vinnie Favale has written all the words and music to this staggeringly ambitious production.
It came from a sad place. It came from lots of tragedy, lots of death in my life and people's lives that I know.
He had a sister's heart. He was the family jewel. Now he's the missing part.
The long dormant inspiration for this powerful work, the haunting losses Vinnie Favale experienced as a boy. 2 of his 4 brothers dying young, those memories ultimately revived in song years later by the gut-wrenching death of a local teenager in a car accident near the Favale home.
I honestly believe it came from the death of DJ Wheeler. The Wheeler's son died in 2003, I believe, and they built a memorial near our home. You know, the flowers and the pictures. And every time we would pass the memorial, it would create a song in Vinnie's head.
Debbie Favale, Vinnie's incredibly patient and understanding wife, who's watched her husband channel his resurgent emotions about life and death into music.
But nobody knows the side of him. Nobody knows the serious side of him. You know, they know the goofball, and he's not.
And without question, Vinnie's wife is a believer. Hereafter, Debbie says, is going all the way.
To Broadway, to the Great White Way.
From Restless to Priceless. Steve Langford, Howard 100 News.
Around the world, then up your block.
It's time for America to wake up!
No more bullshit.
This is it. It's a revolution.
This is a Howard 100 News Brief.
I'm Ralph Howard, the Vinnie Favale surprise. The friend of the Stern Show and CBS executive goes public with his musical. It's Howard 100 News on the Scene.
Howard 100 News on the Scene.
May be a long way from this New Jersey high school auditorium to the bright lights of Broadway. But then who would have ever expected Vinnie Favale, the culprit behind Restless, Restless, to write all the songs to this musical called Hereafter?
I think this is all being channeled to him.
Vinnie Favale's wife, Debbie, explaining how tragedy in his life and others suddenly sparked her husband to write music, great music, and a lot of it, about life and death and the hereafter.
Vinnie hears music in his head, like he lives with it. And I honestly believe it came from the death of DJ Wheeler.
DJ Wheeler, a local teenager, the innocent victim of a car crash near Favale's home 6 years ago. That tragedy summoning stark sentiments from Vinnie's childhood when he lost 2 of his 4 siblings. Vinnie Favale's mighty musical mission, attracting superbly talented performers like Eileen Grossman, who works here at Sirius XM as an accountant. Vinnie's very understanding wife, Debbie, says her husband is so involved with his musical, she now gets about 4 minutes a day with him.
He's always working, always thinking, always writing, always on the computer. And when he's not doing all of that, he's working for the late show.
Debbie Favale knows more than anyone how unlikely her husband's musical talent is.
It's easy to pick on him. It's easy to goof on him, especially after Restless Restless. It's funny. I mean, that was funny.
But now, Vinnie Favale's musical about trying to communicate with the dearly departed isn't very funny at all, just powerful and moving. Steve Langford, Howard 100 News.